The next generation maintain the opportunities offered by our great founding documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. My name is Rob Steele, and I am not a politician. Imagine you, if it was 1 year from now and you were running for Congress against the longest serving congressman in the history of the United States. That is me. But I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy to have all of you people here in support of the future generations. I'll tell you, it is crazy what's going on here down in the 15th District with Congressman John Dingell. He's had powerful positions. He's been powerful. I hear about it all the time. Chair of Energy and Commerce for decades. Unfortunately, all his power wasn't used for the 15th District in the state of Michigan. It was used for special interests and left-wing, left-coast Nancy Pelosi votes. When we look at 1981 to 1993-94, as chair of Energy and Commerce, the most powerful committee in Congress, the state of Michigan ranked 46th out of 50 in return on federal dollars. And that is what is killing us today. We have to stop the insane spending that's going on in Washington, D.C., and we have to stop it now. 40 cents of every dollar that's being spent in Washington, D.C. is borrowed. It's borrowed from one of two places, China or your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and it's not moral. It needs to stop. Maxing out the credit cards of the next generations is not a financial plan. It's the theft of opportunity, and we need to take control of the spending in Washington and roll it back and give these next generations the opportunity to live their life without working for their government their entire life, to take care of their communities and families. We need to have accountability in Washington, D.C. It's so simple. The title is representative. That's what they're supposed to do. You talk to Congressman Dingell, and he'll say he doesn't care what his people want. I know what's best for my people, says Congressman John Dingell. He says he'll do what's best because he knows better. And of course he doesn't know better. You're the employer, the representative is the employee, and you give the orders. We need something simple like having Congress that follows the laws they pass like they make you. How about a congressman that would do the most basic thing when it comes to legislation? If you came to my office, would you expect me to look at the medical record? Yeah. If you went to your banker, would you expect him to read the loan, or your insurance man to read your contract? Yeah. Is it too much to ask to have your legislator read the bill? I was in a town of 4,000 the other night at their city council meeting. They have to have their bill go through 3 readings before it becomes law. What we have in Washington, D.C. is backroom deals in the middle of the night between the special interests and the career politicians, voting on things they haven't read, stealing the freedom of the next generation so they can feather their re-election bids. And that needs to stop. Spending and accountability. We need to take control of both. The last thing we need, and it is critical, it is transparency. We need to know where the money's coming from and where the money's going. Yeah. We need to have short bills on one topic in public for at least a week before anybody gets to vote, so that the public is in control and the consent of the governed is offered. It's critical that we stop these tax increases that they're planning on January 1st. It is a horrible thing for the 15th District of Michigan and the entire United States. In the 15th District alone, the tax increase January 1st is $947 million. And if there's one district in the entire country that cannot afford sending $947 million to Washington, it's the 15th District of Michigan. We need that money in our own pockets, in our own communities, in our own nonprofits, in our own business, creating jobs and research and development here in the 15th District of Michigan, instead of sending it off to some other state where our young, highly educated people leave our state, chase that money somewhere else because we have ineffective representation in Washington, not representing the 15th District of Michigan. I have been getting attacked on Social Security. Has anybody heard that? I mean, they are saying things about me that even half of us are true. Even my mother wouldn't vote for me.
We will.
I'll tell you, the problem with Social Security is the career politicians like John Dingell and all the special interest friends have stolen all the money out of the trust fund and used it for their re-election bids. We need to have a system of Social Security that can be run by the government, but it has to be hands-off to career politicians. We need to unleash the capital in this country. I would rather have the Thomas Edisons and the Henry Fords of today and tomorrow creating our future than unelected bureaucrats in the EPA and other nameless, faceless bureaucracies that are controlling our future. There's $900 billion in capital tied up in businesses right now waiting to be deployed, and they talk about a $50 billion stimulus like it's going to do something. If these people in control of the capital of business owners knew their taxes were going to be stable, knew there weren't going to be out of control regulations, they would unleash this $900 billion capitals, because these business owners, just like our seniors out there, are getting 1% on their money, and that's not good for the seniors or the business owners. We want those business owners to spend their money, invest it in their businesses, create jobs here in the 15th District and all over the country, and take it away from Washington, D.C. and unelected bureaucrats where obviously they have no idea how to create any jobs. They only know how to destroy jobs in places like the 15th District, where we continue to export our highly educated youth, we export our technology, we export our jobs, and all you have to do is look at the results of Congressman John Dingell. After 55 years in Congress, the state of Michigan's gone from 19 representatives to 14, maybe 13, and there is no single better measure of how your state is doing compared to the other states than looking at how many representatives we have. Because it shows we have not competed with the rest of the country, and that people are leaving Michigan and going elsewhere, and it's because of the policies of career politicians like John Dingell. You need to go out and vote on November 2nd. When you go to vote, you need to vote all the way up and down the ticket, including the nonpartisan portion, and multiply your vote. Not like they do in Chicago. You are actually going to take people who are registered to vote and have them show up at the polls and vote. We need lots of help coming up this next weekend. All the Fix Michigan centers are going to be having stuff going on at 10 o'clock. You can go out and walk. You've got to make the phone banks hum. You've got to use the AFP materials that are available. You've got to go out and to get people out there to vote and secure your opportunities, the great state of Michigan's opportunities, and most importantly, the future generations, so that we can pass on to the next generations the opportunities handed to us by the greatest generations and all those people who have come before us. Thank you very much, and thank you, Tea Party Express. Go vote November 2nd. Thank you.
Rob Steele, Rob Steele, Rob Steele, Rob Steele.